Hello and welcome to the FloorCast, the only internet podcast that can't afford any furniture, so we do it on my floor. Haha. Hello and welcome back to episode 2, or welcome back to the podcast. It doesn't really matter. Hi. Hello. I'm pretty sure only 5 people listen to this, and my mom listens to this as well. But hey, if you're new, hey, welcome, buddy. This week I'm with another university friend of mine. He introduces himself at the very start of the podcast, so there's no need for any introduction. So yeah, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Podcast. FloorCast. Shit. Episode 2. Enjoy. Thank you. Okay, cool. We're off.
We're off or we're on?
We're off. We're already off.
We're recording now?
We're starting now. First of all...
What about these bottles?
Yeah, sure, hang on. So, one beer for you.
Thank you.
No problem. One beer for me.
Ah,
And today we're drinking IPA Mountain Goat Hightail Ale.
fantastic.
Go get yourself some. It's great.
Hopefully this ale will allow us to cling to walls.
Yeah.
No matter how steep they are. No matter what the slope, how harsh the angle is, we'll be able to just kind of stand on the wall.
Mountain goats.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope. Yeah, I really want to be a mountain goat one day.
Yeah.
This brings me one step closer to that dream.
It was like you play Goat Simulator and it's
I've never actually played that game.
it's retarded. It's great.
Oh, wait, first of all.
We should say our names. And
Yeah. First things first. Hello and welcome to the FloorCast. Today I have...
I'm Jamie. Jamie Anderson.
Wonderful.
It's a pleasure to meet you, FloorCast.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for being on.
No problem. Who are you?
I'm Aubrey McKenzie.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, actually, I don't think I've ever said my name on this thing.
Well,
I have now. Hi. Hey. Hello, everyone. You know who I am now.
has an extra veneer of professionalism about it now. It's
Yeah.
we know who he is.
This beer is tasty.
No, I should try it.
Anyway, so tell me, Jamie, what are you all about?
Geez, shit.
Now I know what you're all about, but everyone here does not know what you're all about.
Okay. So a little bit of background about me.
Yeah.
I am an animator.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a professional animator for about 3 years, and then I stopped.
3 years.
And then I went to university.
Wow.
With you, Aubrey McKenzie.
Thank you. Yep.
And I've been studying games design.
All right, cool.
And we're in the final stretch.
Yeah,
of
dude.
uni.
Last semester.
Yeah, so
Very nervous.
Incredibly nervous.
I want a job.
Words do not.
Well, it's the end of a chapter, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's an uncertain end.
Yeah, that's true.
We're going from one period to a transitional period, and we don't know where that's gonna land us.
I know where I'm gonna be.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not gonna say it on this podcast yet. But I think I told you.
You did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it
I'm
between
not.
us. Welcome to FloorCast. We have secrets here.
I won't tell them about the prostitution ring. It's okay.
Damn it, that was my fallback. Now I'm gonna have to email my dad.
He's gonna be disappointed.
Dear Dad, I'm sorry, I can't do the prostitution ring anymore.
I've been found out. It's not going well.
And you also have a webcomic.
Oh yeah, I do. I yes.
And it's actually really nice. I check it out and it looks great.
You. Thanks. I do a webcomic called The Fancy Adventures of Jack Cannon.
Yeah, do you want to plug that in, by the way?
I will. It's www.fancyadventures.com.
Oh wow.
And I've actually got an update pending.
Whoa.
I've been super swamped with work and just life in general.
Yeah,
so
cool.
I haven't been updating regularly at all. This entire year has been very stop and start with it.
Yeah.
But I'm looking to get back into it. Hopefully consistently. So
I remember reading it on and off, especially first year when I first met you. I was like, wow, this is a freaking cool comic. I can't believe someone in our course is doing this. No, and it's actually kind of funny because I started off on the first page. Yeah. And it was super shit.
It was crazy shit.
And I was like, wow, this guy's. And then I skipped to the very last page and it was really good. And I was like, wow, this guy was so much better. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was pretty funny meeting you. Yeah. The first time.
Yeah.
Should I have to take off this thing? I have this little bell on it.
Oh yeah, you should.
It jingles.
You're like a cat.
Yeah, I know.
We could be like, oh, there's a cat in the room. Stop it, cat.
Get out of here. Oh, I got it. Oh fuck! It's only getting tighter as well.
Well, while you take that off, I'll also talk about myself some more.
There we go.
And I guess I won't anymore.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
I also run another podcast.
Really?
At the www.thenerdtrain.com.
Oh yeah.
I do that with a friend of mine, and it's generally video game talk.
Yeah.
However, again, we've fallen off the wagon for doing it, and we have moved to video game commentary.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
it's like YouTube/The Nerd Train.
Yeah.
And we do.
I like that.
Yeah.
I've also watched a couple of videos of that.
Oh, thank you.
I liked your Batman Arkham Asylum.
Ah, thanks.
Yeah, I watched that for a while. I was like, yeah. Like,
oh, wow.
Just like when I fixed up dinner, I'm like, I need something to watch. I guess I'll just watch Jamie do some stupid shit on
I
Batman.
never knew this. I'm like,
someone
actually watched
that. That was like for a very brief period though, so don't flatter yourself. It was like maybe like 3-4 days. I was like,
you should do it again. we just started the playthrough of Fragile Dreams.
Oh, really?
Which is like this super niche, like incredibly atmospheric, kind of slow RPG adventure that I'd never heard of, and just found it on eBay and grabbed it and was like, I'll play this, and then I never did because it was a Wii game.
Dang it!
And I never play my Wii.
But it's a good game.
And so then we were like, we'll just play for this because it looks interesting, and it was really interesting. And
hey.
And so watch it, gentle listener.
I think the podcast up to this point has only been plugs.
Mm.
Hi there.
You only say this for the end of a podcast, really, don't you?
Yeah, I know, but it's fine. It's like the interesting things that we do in our lives, right? So I mean, like we can't really help plug it in while we explain.
It's kind of if you want to know what I'm about, this is what I'm about.
Yeah. But on the other side, on the flip side of the coin, you're an animator. Are you a modeler?
I can model, yes.
Yes, okay. But you're predominantly animation.
I advertise animation because it's my strongest suit. Yeah. And I don't want to be like, oh, I can do this and this and this, and people will be like, yeah, I'm sure you can.
So do you have any like funny cartoons online? I never really asked you this.
No. All of my like cartoon animation has been commercial.
Yeah, that's right.
So I worked on a kids show called Pixel Pinky for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And that's it's about a genie in a phone, and it's aimed at tweens.
Okay, cool.
Tween girls.
Okay.
So I was right in my element.
I wasn't aware about tween girls. I was like, Pixel Pinky.
Yeah. Wow. Genie in the phone, man. And so that was a great experience doing that. And I also worked on Little Johnny the movie, which is pretty much as far away from working on a show for tween girls as you can get. Yeah. And it was like super low budget.
Yeah. And you told me about this.
Yeah. And like some of the stuff made me cringe doing it. Yeah, it's a job.
It's a job, yeah.
Yeah, if you ever watch it, I'm sorry.
Can you actually find it like online now? You can.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh wow! So it had a big enough name to make a splash on the internet.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if you can actually how hard it is to find the movie without having to pay for it. But you can find it.
Having to pay for it.
Yeah. So
would you pay for this movie? Would you pay for this?
No.
You heard it here first. Just don't buy this movie.
It's so like the jokes are too lowbrow.
Yeah.
But I once had like a friend on Facebook going like, I was watching Little Johnny the movie and I left the house and my young 4-year-old son watched it and learned some new words. I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry. She had no idea I worked on it. And I'm like, I didn't mean to.
Oh man. So you like cartoons, right? As I'm aware, I like cartoons too. Now, I like recently I've kind of like fallen out of like the loop. Like there hasn't been that much good stuff that's been like coming out. Yeah. But I really like Adventure Time.
Yeah,
watch Adventure Time?
Adventure Time is great.
Yeah, that show gets really freaking like,
it gets
psychedelic.
Incredibly deep.
Yeah, like for a kid show, it's like what?
It's one of those. It's this new breed of cartoon that's kind of come out where it kind of goes, we are making this for children, yes, but we're also making it for everyone. Yeah. And that kind of has happened in waves. I think like you look at some of the Bruce Timm stuff, like he did Batman the animated series and Justice League and stuff like that. Kids love it.
That was amazing.
And adults can still watch it, and like I'll chuck in like an episode or something and watch it every now and then as well. It still holds up. It's great.
But like I feel like a lot of the cartoons that are coming out now are like kind of like trying to clone that, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely
in certain ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely like an aspect of kind of like going like, wow, Adventure Time.
Wait, have you seen Steven's Universe and Clarence?
I haven't seen Clarence, but I have seen Steven Universe.
Steven Universe is almost, I don't know, it's not quite the same, but it's like the style is kind of the same.
Do you know why that is?
Yeah, they worked in the same studio, right?
Yeah. Oh no, Rebecca Sugar was one of the like it's her show. She was one of the lead boarders in Adventure Time.
Oh.
And she wrote most of the songs in Adventure Time.
Ah.
So like, if you've ever heard like someone like singing like
little
ditties like that, that's her. She
I know that much. But yeah, it's weird. It kind of like it seeped over, but it felt dumber in certain ways.
Like it.
Clarence, on the other hand, it's not quite the same as Adventure Time, although it's you can see it's like the same part of the same generation of it.
Yep.
But it's like different writing. Actually, have you ever seen Clarence?
No, I haven't.
It's pretty good. You should check it out.
I have to check it out. Yeah, I've never heard of it.
But other than that, right now I'm really into Doraemon.
Doraemon?
Do you know what Doraemon is?
Doraemon. Is that like that little seal?
Yeah, that little like blue guy.
Yeah.
The sort of like pocket full that's like just full of gadgets.
You're not totally sure like what he is. Like, it's like, is he a cat? I don't. He's got a cat. He's a cat.
He's a cat with like his ears eaten off. So
okay.
he's like a circular kind of like
okay.
cat person. But I've been watching that and that's been like really good.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because it's like translated from the Japanese anime, right?
Right.
So they were like, there's like so many like little bits which had a censor.
Oh,
you know how like
right.
Japanese are kind of like edgy sometimes.
They're almost like, there's like this weird innocence about them, which is like almost explicit.
Yeah.
They're all like, man, so now the kids running around and we'll just use dicks flopping about everywhere, and it's fine because it's a kid, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you and like that's in Dragon Ball, and so you're watching the cartoon on like fucking Toonami or something.
You see like Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah, and there's like a flower that's just covering up this junk the entire like as he's hopping around, and it's like, I don't think that flower was there.
Yeah, that flower was never there, dude. Fucking Western censorship, man.
It's pretty nuts.
It's so weird. We're so like, we're like, oh, we can't have these jokes, and we cannot have like nudity.
We shy away from anything that is sexual.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's not like implicitly sexual. Like if there's like a baby's dong. Yeah. Like you can't because that's a dong. No,
that's a dong. That's a baby dong.
But if you've got like a dude getting cut in half and then slashed to pieces again from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like
no, but it's okay because he's an alien and he's
alright.
He's not a human, so he's not bleeding everywhere.
They might like censor out like blood splatter a little bit, like, but they'll still have like him get chopped. Like they'll still have Trunks chop Freezer up into bits, then blast him into ashes. It's like that's cool.
Yeah,
like,
that's not a dunk. It's cool.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like. I mean, like,
but as soon as it like resembles anything phallic, or there's nipples involved, it's like not okay.
Unless the item is used for death, because like swords are inherently phallic. Like I'm pretty sure was it gladius is like just a Roman word for penis or something like that.
Is
like,
it?
Oh yeah.
So gladiators were like
penis
swords
or something. Like that. Yeah, I know.
That's so funny.
Yeah, there's something like that. Like, I had a friend who
I can imagine like in Colosseum they're like let the penises fight. And like the guys come out with swords and stuff, and like
it's funny taking like looking at anything that's kind of phallic and kind of like tracing back like the words and being like, they're just talking about dicks, like pencil, pen, like derives from penis, like
and then we're like, it's just a pencil.
Yeah.
Did you know that it meant this in another cultures?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In early days, they were just like the dick I write with.
That'd be weird. Like, can I borrow your dick? I just need to write this.
It's like, certainly, I have many here in my dick case.
I have like 50 dicks here for you. Thank you so much.
Like the pencil case was the original dick bag.
Oh man, but yeah. So anyway, I've been watching Doraemon, and it's like it was nice. It was a nice change of pace because I was watching a lot of like Western cartoons.
Yeah.
Now I love cartoons, but like Doraemon was like it was from a different culture. Different style, even different humor. There was actually like one what was it like edgy joke, It was like something remotely sexual was mentioned.
Yeah.
And the people were like, "You're kind of a pervert, aren't you?" In the show, and I was like, "Whoa, they went there!" And yeah. And it's really weird because like this is like Disney Channel who like manages this cartoon now. So it's like, how did that get through?
So was that this was translated? I assume.
Yeah, this was translated.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
But yeah, I've been watching that. It's really really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see like the takes that other cultures do on particularly kids shows. I find are the most interesting.
Yeah.
Because like you look at early 70s cartoons from America, like what was it called? Johnny Quest and stuff like that. And like there were dudes like using machine guns and killing guys, and they were like high-fiving about it and stuff. And then you hit like...
It's okay, whatever.
Yeah, and then you hit like the mid-70s, and they went, this shit is off the chain. We can't have our kids looking at this. And then you had like this regression of like...
Johnny Quest,
yeah. It was like, it went super like killers everywhere, you know?
Okay,
like,
we've been talking about Venture Bros recently, right?
Yes.
Now that is like directly out of Johnny Quest.
Yeah, it's like that is a parody.
Yeah, that's a parody. It's
and
like,
then there's parodies within parodies.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh my god, that show is amazing. Guys, if you're listening to this, go check out Adventure Bros. It's like, it'll blow your mind. It's actually hand animated as well.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
So that's why it takes so long for a new season to come out. I didn't actually know that.
The best thing about Venture Brothers is if you go watch season 1, you can be like, yo, they are doing this is Flash. Like, this is straight up hand animation in Flash.
Yeah.
It looks kind of okay. It's like a little bit janky. And then as every season progresses, the budget gets bigger and bigger, and they start outsourcing it to Korea and getting like all this hand animated stuff done, and like
it looks amazing. Yeah, I remember that.
And it's like looking at season 4 and 5 compared to 1.
Yeah.
Is just incredible.
Incredible, right? Like the jump they made.
Like the style gets so tight and so well done. Like,
oh man, you know what I've realized? I realized that like everyone listening to this, unless they have like a basic knowledge of the cartoons that are out now, they won't understand anything.
Watch everything we've talked about, and then you will know.
You won't regret it. It's actually a lot of fun. Cartoons are great. I mean, shows are cool too.
Yeah.
I can't really get into shows myself.
Shows are like, I can, but it's just certain shows.
Yeah,
like,
certain shows.
I find maybe it's because I'm like a big kid, but cartoons are easily more accessible for me because.
Actually, I want to say something before we like move on.
Sure.
You know Doraemon?
Yes.
I actually used to read the mangas when I was smaller in Vietnamese when I was growing up in Vietnam.
Oh wow!
So I read like a crap ton of Doraemon.
Yeah.
Right, and so I was just used to that, right? Like every week I'd go to the library and read some Doraemon.
Yeah,
and then put it away. And then the Doraemon cartoon came out, and they actually based the episodes off the actual comic.
Yeah.
So like, and every comic is like an episode.
Yeah.
And it like some episodes I recognize from like reading them as a kid, and it just blows my mind. I was like, I remember like sitting down and reading that when I was like 8.
Yeah, dude, I had that with Tintin.
Tintin.
I used to go into the library and read Tintin comics, and then the show would come on TV, and I'd be like, "That's the one!"
Yeah, like, oh, that's the Professor guy.
I read about that.
Yeah. Good shit, man. But, what were you talking about?
Oh, jeez.
Are we gonna like rewind?
I don't even remember.
But yeah, like it's kind of weird, that sort of like nostalgic reading of the comic, and then like
I remembered.
Wait, yeah.
I was saying that I couldn't get into shows. Like I can
shows. That's right.
I can get into some shows, but not all shows.
Yeah.
And cartoons are much easier to get into.
You know what show you can get into?
You're interrupting me right at the same point again.
Sorry, like, and then we're gonna forget words.
And
then move on. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Shows are easy for me to get into because cartoons are easier than shows because the characters that they present in the cartoons are much more like they are hand tailored to be accessible and interesting at first glance. Whereas you look at a character in a TV show and if you're not into an actor or if you don't follow celebrity stuff like that, you have to be won over by this fucking guy, and maybe he's a dickbag in real life. You don't know. Like maybe he's not going to be like this charming character. Yeah. But you look at like Finn and Jake, you instantly go like, yo, it's just a happy-go-lucky kid with a magical dog. That's interesting. I'll watch that.
It's a lot easier to invest in. Yeah,
much easier.
Freaking like, I remember I tried to get into Game of Thrones. Now I watched the first season, all of it, and after that I wasn't sold.
Yeah.
I mean, like I got invested in like the characters. Like I like that guy, and like y'all reckon blah blah blah. Like the midget dude. But then, like, it was like, oh, so much drama.
Like, that's all it is.
There's
like,
so much drama.
But that's good in a way. Like, I like Game of Thrones for the kind of no one's safe factor. Yeah. It's like, there is, like, a genuine kind of, like, will the hero succeed? Yeah. Like, if they kill this guy I like, what's left? Yeah. Who is there for me to pay attention to?
There is, what is it? Like, there's always that thing on, like, Facebook when, like, an episode comes out, and then it just, like, pisses everyone off, and they're all like, oh!
Yeah, how dare you? Why would you spoil this?
Why did you kill all these people?
Yeah, I have, like, Game of Thrones is, like, the one show that you have to watch as it comes out, because otherwise, if you have even like a passing knowledge about it, shit's gonna get ruined for you day two.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, I've like I feel like that as though I can go back and watch it because like
you weren't paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention, so even though everyone was like up in arms on Facebook, where all these people die. Like, I don't know what episode that is. I don't know the context that's from. So like even if I watch it, I'll be like, okay, I know there's some deaths gonna happen. But like. That surprised me.
The absolute worst thing is like getting invested and like finally memorizing all the characters' names. And then like you talk to somebody and you're like, oh yeah, I'm watching this, and like, oh yeah, man, can you believe in the last episode that Bob died on a spear that he dropped and then fell off his horse? It was a big tragedy. And you're sitting there just going, you fuck, how could you? What? I hadn't seen it yet.
It's weird how we like get invested in these movies, you know? Like, and emotionally as well, like. Like you care if this one guy dies.
Totally. And that's good. Like that's.
Oh, that never happens in cartoons though. So it's kind of weird.
It does, but it depends. Like a lot of a lot of cartoons, they don't have that drama. Like the thing about Thrones is you've got these very real life or death situations. You know, they introduce a cool character. You're like, I like this character. He's a cool guy, and then he dies. You're like, motherfuckers. Like you don't have like the life or death thing going on in cartoons, especially Western cartoons. Like
especially
you've got characters who have wacky adventures, and at the end of the day, they're okay. There might be some character progression depending on the type of show it is, but no one's gonna die.
Man, favorite movie, Akira.
Akira is fantastic.
A really good movie. Okay, I'll just give some background on this. Akira is a Japanese animated movie. It's all hand done, and it's one of the prettiest movies ever made.
Akira essentially put Japanese animation on the map.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that was the one.
That was that good, right?
Like you look at the storyboards, man, and they could have been just stills.
You know they sell the stills in Japan for like hundreds.
I reckon.
Like some of them go for thousands as well. It's amazing. But that movie is definitely worth it.
Like, absolutely. Like that. It's just
So, you know, Studio Ghibli came out of that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like actually, when was Akira made? By the way.
Geez.
70s, 80s.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was 70s.
Yeah, and like it's so weird, right? Because it's really high quality for like a 70s movie.
Because like Japan had been kind of like flirting with animation and anime and stuff, and Disney were killing it, you know, at this point. And they basically took like the Disney principle, and worked on that. Like they went, okay, so we would actually do like fucking rad animation, and we will spend years and years on this stuff.
Another beer.
That's fine. And so once they applied like this stuff and like because you know like just the artistry that went into it, like it was so detailed.
I know.
It was so much, and. Yeah, it just blew everyone away. Actually,
I really like Ghibli films as well. But they came after Akira, right?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I'm not really up to like on my knowledge
of
that.
The contract they signed with Disney because Disney like helps bring Ghibli films to the West.
Yes.
Part of the contract deal was that they weren't allowed to censor anything.
That's good.
That was amazing. Yeah. Awesome.
That's
Otherwise,
fantastic.
they would have just butchered everything.
Yeah. Like they would have localized.
Yeah, localized.
Localized is the worst word when it comes to shit like that. Like you want to look for translated.
Yeah.
Localized means like we will take like the base of this story and then just kind of twist it for Western purposes, like how we feel.
They do that with a lot of games, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like especially like Nintendo games. Do they do that with Nintendo games? I know they did it in the past with certain ones.
Some, not as much. Like, a lot of the stuff in Nintendo games is like small cosmetic things like, this 10-year-old wears a thong, maybe we'll give her like a leotard. But generally Nintendo get out pretty unscathed. Although Kirby's always angry.
That's... Oh, you've seen that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like Japan, like Kirby's smiling on the covers, and then like America,
he's
Kirby's
angry.
Always angry.
He's got the angry eyebrows and like an old face.
And it's so weird. It's like the cultural differences between the two. You know,
because you can't have like a happy guy. He's got to be engaged in combat.
The Western culture needs attrition, and they need like something to fight. You know, that's why we're angry.
You got to be the aggressor. You can't just be having a summer's walk through this battlefield. You got to be engaging them.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
And like the other one was Zelda. So Zelda, all the covers in Japan were like colored and nice, and then like all the covers in America were like gold plated.
Yeah,
like saturated.
There's this weird like there are some like very very good examples of like Western sensibilities influencing a cover like for the worse. Like, and I think like one of the most prominent ones I can think of is the Shadow of the Colossus cover. Yeah. Like it was Eco. Sorry. Eco. The Eco cover, which is like the game that they worked on before Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah. It was basically like this Salvador Dali-esque painting. That's like cool. Very, very zoomed out, kind of like this landscape picture of like and this tiny boy and girl walking hand in hand. Yeah. The Western version was like a really shitty CG render of the boy close up, like with these dumb looking horns and like some shit faded in on the side, and it looked like ass. It sucks. Like, I do hear that games are really pretty and beautiful. They are fantastic games. Absolutely check them out if you can. Dark Souls is a big one. Like Dark Souls is apparently the best designed game. Dark Souls is a really well designed game. I'm not talking about the second one here. I'm talking about the first one. The first one. I didn't get into it too much. Did you try playing it? I did. And I just didn't have the time or energy to devote to it. The attention. Like, you need a lot of attention. It's so detailed. You gotta really be like. It's good in the way that it draws you in because it draws you in with the lack of information. Yeah. You kind of get to a destroyed place and you're like, why am I here? What's going on? And they're like, we'll give you hints here and there, but we won't really tell you anything. Yeah. And it's purposely designed that way. Yeah. And the gameplay is also super tight, which is absolutely important. Very good, but I just, I started playing like, this is cool. I'm kind of like coming into this scared shitless because I know that I'm going to get wrecked. And I just, schoolwork got in the way, stuff like that. So I get it as well. I've never had the time to like commit to a Souls game. That's what I feel as well. It's like it's just gonna take too much time. Actually, that's like why I pretty much like stopped playing a lot of games now. Yeah. It's like I'd rather spend my time focusing on the things I want to do, like that make me better at certain, art or like podcasting. Yeah. I could be playing a Souls game right now. God damn it, man! I wish I knew like areas in the Souls games. I wish I played enough so I could make like a dumb reference, like I could be in the Citadel of the Deadbugs doing the spear lunges, but I don't know enough to make that joke. Yeah. But let's pretend I did make that joke and it was really good. Yeah, there are a lot of gamers in our course naturally because it makes sense. It's a video game design course, and man, some people in there game a lot. Yeah, they're like professional. I game a lot. Like I game as much as I can. Yeah, actually. Oh yeah. Dang, all the time. I didn't actually know that. What games are you into right now? At the moment, I'm really hitting Payday 2 super hard. And I heard really good things about that game. Yeah, and Titanfall. I'm really hitting a lot of first person shooters now I think about it. Yeah. But I'm not really like all that about first person shooters. Yeah. I've been playing a bit of Drakengard 3, which I had to friggin' import because like it was like this, it's this super niche title, right? Yeah. And like the guys who make it, they do like really weird shit, and I like the weird shit. Yeah. And weird in a good way, or weird in a good way. Okay. Like you play it and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. It messes with you. Yeah. Like the game I played of theirs before, Nier, was super good, and like it just. You play it twice, right? Yeah. You win the game, you're like, I did the good thing. Yeah. And then you do a new game plus, and it starts you at the halfway mark. Oh. And suddenly you're fighting these monsters which talk gibberish at you. Yeah. And then in the second playthrough, they translate the gibberish. Oh. And it turns out you're just this fucking monster. Whoa. Killing these non-aggressive dudes who are just defending themselves. And like, it gets crazy real, and you're just sitting there going like, why am I doing this? Oh my god! Wait, do they attack you during the... Like, you do get attacked, but like, it will have like, so you go into a factory level, and like, you're fighting like this little shadow that's got like, because they all look like shadows. Yeah, and you find this little shadow who has like this giant robot. Yeah. And you're like, oh shit, I gotta fight this little shadow. Fight this guy. Turns out, I guess spoilers for this game. Turns out that like when you're fighting it, like it plays a little cutscene when you enter it, which wasn't there the first time. Oh, okay. And it turns out that the little shadow is basically like a little child.
Whoa.
And like its mum was killed by like a bunch of other dudes who were hunting these shadows.
Yeah.
And he found this robot in this ruins.
Yeah.
And like the robot's all like, I will protect you. And so he's basically got like this surrogate parent robot that like when you fight it, the robot is only fighting you because it thinks you're trying to kill the kid, which you are trying to kill the kid, and you murder a child. And you're sitting there in the game, you feel like shit, and you're like, oh my god, and it gets worse.
Yeah.
It gets way worse.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a weird game.
Yeah, and so like I wanted this other game, and I wanted the collector's edition, and I haven't wanted the collector's edition in ages, but this one came with a book, and like this like bunch of chapters of backstory and stuff, and I really wanted it.
Cool.
But it was only in America. So I had to freaking I had to get a friend in America to order it for me and then get them to post it for me. Like, effectively doubling the cost of the game. But I'm like, I really want this game.
That's awesome. There's a lot of like weird mindfuck games like that. Like Spec Ops: The Line or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't played much of Spec Ops.
Yeah.
But I hear that it does mess with like the lines between gamer and gamer and stuff.
And then
like
there was another one I can't remember right now. But yeah, it like blurs the lines of reality. I love it when games do that. It's amazing.
It's really
like they remove you from the context and then they show you the higher context and you're like, whoa, this is weird. God damn it.
I love a good story, and I love a story that makes you stop and kind of think about why am I doing.
Speaking of good stories, Grim Fandango.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
Oh, I'm so pumped for Grim Fandango.
Grim Fandango is a Mexican Halloween styled video game that was made. How long ago was it? 90 something.
It would have 94.
94, I'd say, and it's like you can barely play it now on like the modern computers because it's not compatible.
You need to run like emulation software to get that thing going.
Right. Yeah. But it's like amazing. The game is a masterpiece.
All right, Grim Fandango is straight up my favorite game ever.
Yeah.
Like it is.
I really enjoyed it when
fantastic.
I played it.
Yeah, like it was essentially like the death knell for adventure games as well for some reason. Like it just didn't perform as much as they wanted it to. Like even though it made a profit.
Yeah.
And
but it's a classic. It's a classic.
It's such a good story. Like
we're just gonna let everyone know. Like it's being remastered. Play it seriously. You will not regret it. It's just an amazing game. Really well written. Really colorful and lovely.
Like it's the art design is beautiful. The voice acting is perfect. The story is great. Like just fucking do it. Buy it. Like when the game comes out again, buy it, and it's gonna be
thank
good.
us. Send us an email.
You're welcome.
Actually, I had a friend today. His name's Tyler Nielsen. Hi Tyler, if you're listening to this.
What's up, man?
He was like, yeah, you should do emails and like see what people say.
Oh.
And I was like, that's either a really good idea or a really bad idea.
Dear Aubrey, why are you such a jackpot?
Yeah.
Love Jamie.
Dear FloorCast, why I am so offended.
Why am I so offended? You have offended me in a way, sir, which I cannot quite recognize, but I know it's in there.
Former listener, Derek McCanahan. Well, I'm sorry, Derek. But
I like how you're already answering mail that doesn't exist.
Well, Derek,
and it's just I'm so sorry. What are you gonna do?
I can't really help it. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like that was what suggested to me. Yeah. I was like, ooh, maybe that's a good idea. Or maybe it's like a gate to hell.
It depends on your clientele, I guess. Like a mailbag can be really fun.
Actually, my clientele right now is like my Facebook feed.
It's
like no one.
So like maybe once the FloorCast kind of like.
But you know what? You know why I'm doing this more so? No. It's because like I meet so many people in my life that I really like, like interesting. They're like gems in the sand. Yeah. And like it's just amazing to just like pick that up and then like put it somewhere. Yeah. And, like we'll have like a video on YouTube forever. And then we'll get like, hey, do you remember we did that podcast? Yeah. And we have like footage of it from like back in 2014. We're like, yeah, that was good, right?
Are you calling me a gem, Aubrey?
You're a gem.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
so much. That's why I find you in the rough and I pick you up.
I also feel that you are a shining stone.
I'm a beautiful stone.
Yeah, the best rock.
I don't want to say when people are like, hey, you're amazing, dude. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Compliments are a weird thing.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like to give them out.
Jamie, you have a wonderful beard.
Thank you very much. I'm thinking about shaving it.
I like you with a beard, though.
Yeah, you think?
But hey, if you feel like you need to shave it, shave it. That's what I felt as well.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's time to
shave. Maybe it's time. It's like you get to a certain point and you're like, well, that's really thick.
Yeah.
Guess I'll cut it off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I had a beard for like half a year and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm rocking a beard. And then like, I don't know, it's like a month and a half ago now. I'm like, yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to just chop it off. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah. I always find it's really interesting to see how people deal with compliments.
Yeah.
Because it
really shows how much they love themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like because like if, man, you know, like especially like artists.
Yeah.
You know, they're like drawing something, and then you're like, wow, that's really good. And they're like, no, it's not good. It's pretty mediocre shit. And you're like, no, really, it's like, it looks amazing. It's like, it could be the most amazing thing. Like, I got that thing wrong.
Yeah. Artists are like their own worst enemy.
Yeah, I know, it sucks, right? But I even do that as well.
Yeah, I do it as well. Like,
it's so shitty.
And like, I don't know how to take a compliment. Like, I'm prepared for people to go like, "That's terrible.
Right.
You're an awful person."
I'll give you a compliment if you give me a compliment. Ready?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
You have nice black hair.
Oh, thank you. You have a disarmingly positive personality that is charming to be around.
Thank you so much. But yeah, you understand what I mean when like you're drawing something and someone's like, "Oh, that's really good."
Yeah.
And you're just like, "No, fuck,
yeah,
no."
Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, I love that," and they're just like, "Do you?" It's like, you can't fathom it.
It's like they go up to you and they're like, "Hey, feel good now because like you deserve it," and you're like, "No, I don't. I don't deserve to feel good."
I'm just like, "Thanks." Like they expect you to be like, "So anyway, I need to borrow like $20."
Oh my god, yeah. Like I could just imagine like going home like, "Dear diary, today someone said I was good, and I'm not.
I'm the worst. They don't even know. Why, diary? Why?
I draw 6 hours a day for no reason.
They only think I'm good because I practice so much. I'm terrible."
But yeah, I'm pretty like it's a psychological thing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a psychological.
Absolutely.
You know, like I guess we'll all get to that point one day where we're just like comfortable with ourselves. Like, I like myself enough to say yes, I am good. You know? Yeah. And that's okay. It's totally fine.
I think it's also fine for an artist to go, I am not good enough. I must always improve. But at the same time, you can't go like, I am shit.
But that shit's backhanded though. That's like that kind of inhibits you.
Sort of. If you kind of come at it going like there is always room for me to improve, I think your art will always improve.
But if you're like oh, I could always be better because like I'm really bad now. Like
don't have like that negative connotation to it.
Like people still believe that if they have the negative, they'll motivate them enough to like keep going. When that's like self-defeating.
Yeah.
Completely. So it's like I'm pretty good now, and like people say I'm good, but I can be even better if I just
much better.
Like just improvement, you know.
Yeah. It's always I find it's a fun exercise to be like, man, if I showed what I'm doing now to like 8-year-old me, like
you'd blow his mind.
Yeah, how fucking like I can do this.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, hey, what you drawing that? A Ninja Turtle. Oh, look at this one I did, you bitch. Like, oh, that's right, I'm better than you.
There's a motivation thing, right? Where it's like you imagine yourself 10 years from now.
Yeah.
And like you just like close your eyes and you're like, man, 10 years from now I'll be like this good at art.
Yeah.
And I'll be on this level with the masters, and then you can inspire yourself by like looking at like really good artists.
Yeah.
Like these are my inspirations, and you just like put yourself there, and then like apparently like the way it works is that you put yourself there, and you feel yourself there, and then like it takes you a shorter amount of time to actually reach that level because you know where you want to go.
Interesting.
And it's like it brings you there a lot quicker.
I also find that a really good way to essentially force yourself to improve is to work with someone, like not on the same project or something.
Depends on the
if
person,
you, it does. But if you're like, if I'm doing something and I'm talking to another person, like another artist particularly, and you're like, look what I did, and they'll be like, that's cool. Look what I did. And you're like, oh, that's cool. But like, you can kind of go like, oh man, they did this really cool shit.
Yeah.
Gotta lift my game.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm gonna do something cooler.
It's not necessarily like a it's not like a competitive thing, but it is like a sort of like I want to.
But it totally depends on like who you do it with. Because there's some people that are like on a lower like level than you, and I mean lower level as if like they're not as motivated. Or they might not like be willing to be as creative. And so like they kind of like drag the whole show down.
Yeah.
So you have to like go on there.
You want to befriend like an artist for like this type of exercise who you feel is better than you.
Yeah.
Like someone
or at least is willing to like raise the bar.
Yeah.
Up higher and higher.
Yeah. Like on par is good. Better than you. Who you feel is better than you is better because like you will work harder to reach what they can do.
Yeah. No. The other question is like, what do you do with these artists? Like, you meet an artist, you're like, I want to work with you. You know, like things like art swaps.
Yeah,
like, I'll swap you my art if you swap me art.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I have to like keep up my game. I have to be something like it's even better than his. And
Art swaps definitely are a great exercise. Collaborations. Yeah. Fantastic.
Actually, that sometimes like collaborations as well. But you know, like because we're game students, right? When we work with artists, we work with other artists. Like sometimes I feel like it depends like who I'm working with, but like sometimes I feel like the art is subpar, and I want to make it better. You know, I was like, this could be like so much better, like design wise, like graphical wise, whatever. You know. Yeah. And I was like, so like I kind of end up like sabotaging myself. I'm like, because you're not willing to do the work that's like that will make this game amazing. Yeah. I'll try and do it. You know. I see. You know, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not trying to like because like they still work, but it's just like, why don't we just do like that?
What if we just? But that like that's. I don't know, that can be a good thing, like particularly if you've taken on the role of a director. Yeah. Like you can kind of be like, I like this, but I think we can push it. I think we can push it is something I heard so much in animation.
Wow, really?
Like because since we were working in Flash, like it was easy to quickly update stuff, and so like the one of the directors would come in and he'd be all like, I like this, but I want you to push it. Okay, I want you to like just
make it even wackier.
Yeah, do more with it.
Do you like Ren and Stimpy, by the way?
Oh man, I love Ren and Stimpy.
Okay, little backstory. If you don't know what Ren and Stimpy is, Google it. But it's like the most ridiculously animated cartoon ever. Man,
it's just great. I used to have like we would tape Ren and Stimpy when it was on TV.
It was really edgy.
It was super edgy.
Dude, have you seen the porn episode?
No.
It's so funny. It's like Stimpy buys a corn magazine, but like it's just like one letter off of being porn. Yeah. So it's like corn magazine. Yeah. And then like wait, who's who?
Stimpy? Ren is the Chihuahua. Stimpy is the fat cat.
Okay, so Ren bought the magazine. And
right. Then, and Stimpy found his corn.
Yeah. Stimpy found his corn magazines, and then it was like that total like teenager like only finding out how to like jerk off and stuff. Yeah. It was like the most hilarious episode ever. And it was on Cartoon Network as well. Yeah! So it was like little kids were watching that. It was like...
And just all the jokes just flying over their heads.
So they're like, wow, this is an amazing cartoon.
Yeah. Oh man, because I used to record it and I would go through and pause it. Yeah. Because like the in-betweens were some of the most fun scenes in the whole thing. Like the whole thing was great. Yeah. Like, and to the point where you would just freeze frame and you would find something funny and interesting. Yeah. But those
like just the wrinkles on the face, the motions.
They had a.
I gotta take a whiz.
A whiz.
I gotta take a whiz first.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's a memorable line.
Yeah, don't whiz on the electric fence. Yeah. The thing about Ren and Stimpy compared to other cartoons at the time is so it was like early 90s. Yeah. And early 90s. And cartoons were getting pretty stagnant. There was a lot of kind of executive meddling going on, and you would hit things like so characters have a model sheet, and the model sheet will have forward, back, front, how they look, and then it would also have like face model sheets showing like the expressions that they would have in a situation, and you couldn't stray from that model sheet. So if a dude stubbed his toe, how does he react? Okay, he reacts like you take the surprise model face and the angry one, I guess, maybe.
Damn, that's boring.
Yes, it was incredibly boring. Yeah. And Ren and Stimpy changed this fundamentally because
they always look chaotic.
John Kay, the dude who was in charge of it, was like, never use the same face twice. Yeah. Like, never use the same facial expression twice at all. Yeah. Like, that is the golden rule.
That's awesome.
And so, like, they were constantly just, like, doing wacky shit because, like, I can't just use his default grin anymore. It's like, he's got teeth popping out of it and a tongue over here. And then when he blinks, you hear, like, that big splash.
Yeah, dude. I haven't watched a lot of episodes of Ren and Stimpy. Oh man! But I know that it's inspired so many animators.
Yeah,
like
Ren
modern. Yeah,
like I think it's like the first 3 seasons of Ren and Stimpy are gold, and then I think there's like another one where it was done without John Kay, like he got fired, and it started to become that big stagnant thing again.
Wait, what happened to him? So he got fired because...
He got fired because he was being too edgy, essentially.
No.
He pushed the envelope so hard, and I think there was like some other dramas, and they just went, yeah, you're done.
Yeah. But I'm not surprised, though. I mean, like, he did, like, release a really fucking...
It was super edgy, and it was great. And,
I loved it, yeah.
But then he got the rights back for it, and he did, like, 6 episodes, and, they weren't great, unfortunately. They were animated well, but they were just... so lowbrow.
Yeah.
Like there was this dude who worked on it with John Kay. I think his name was Bob
something.
I want to say Kane, but that's like the Batman creator.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like this guy Bob something.
Yeah.
And he was basically like the anchor that would stop John Kay from going too far.
Oh no.
And so like without this guy to keep him kind of grounded, he'd be like, yo, let's make a joke about Ren and Stimpy being gay, and we'll, that will be throughout the entire course of the whole thing, and it's going to be like super obvious to the point where it's kind of tired. And like there was one episode where it was like Ren was sawing a log, but like it was a metaphor for butt sex, but it was like the most thinly veiled metaphor ever because Stimpy had the log across his ass and Ren had strapped the saw to his groin and he was just sawing it with pelvic thrust.
Yeah, it's funny though.
And it was so just, but it wasn't like the kind of clever funny that the old Ren Stimpy used to have. Like it was just brazen about it. It's like, oh man, you can do better. You can do this joke in a better way.
I don't know, like the Corn magazines.
The Corn magazines sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it was hilarious, but it was also very obvious as to what it was. Now, I mean, like, also the log and the saw thing is kind of like, it's also obvious, but like, I guess it still is lowbrow.
Yeah, but and that was coming like off the back of a previous episode where Ren and Stimpy were like talking about who the pitcher and who the catcher was, and like Stimpy had like a catcher's mitt like on his ass, and Ren like pitched the ball with like his dick, and it was it was like, so it was just like a bunch of gay jokes really. It's like, oh man,
thinly veiled gay jokes.
Yeah. Like the veil was torn, you could see inside. You're like, that's a gay joke.
Yeah, the internet is like, like a joke, a meme, right? It gets perpetuated on the internet. Like, do you like memes?
Not really.
Yeah, they're getting old.
Like they were like. Something that I really like is originality and creativity, and that the net can perpetuate that.
But it's weird, right? Because right now, like
memes are not that.
Yeah, like even memes, like they were like original, and like even now, like on Reddit and stuff like that, like you can have a whole variety of those type of jokes, and you have like different pictures, and But now, like those pictures that are labeled are kind of like losing their charm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They've lost their charm for a while.
Memes themselves are losing their quality. Yeah. So it's weird. It's funny. Like the internet's like evolving in terms of comedy right now. Yeah. Like, what's funny?
Because the thing about memes that I kind of felt about them from the very beginning was they are essentially regurgitated humor, and they're like an attempt to be it like in a worldwide in joke. Yeah. But the thing with in jokes is a lot of the times they're not really funny. Yeah. It's true. And like I don't know. It just. There's a lack of originality about memes. And that always bugged me. And
I remember seeing memes for the first time and being like, oh my god, this is hilarious. Yeah. But then like after like 4 years or 5 years, I'm like, I'm pretty tired of this, but it's
like I remember when like rage faces first happened.
Oh my god.
And like you saw like the rage face once and you're like, haha. Yeah. And then you saw it again and you're like, that's the same thing. And then that happened for like 4 years.
Yeah. But then like, oh dude, like I felt like people had autism at one point because like
they probably did.
Yeah, because like they kept on perpetuating like, why this is so old.
Yeah.
Please stop doing this.
Yeah. Like, oh man, I can close my eyes and still see like dumb rage face comics that have just been like
the troll man face.
Yeah, and like the troll man face and like that kind of like angry girlfriend who looks like she's like smelled a fart, and then like someone says less something.
Hey Jamie, you just got trolled. This microphone isn't even on.
What?
I'm not even joking.
Why?
You know I'm joking, aren't you?
I might.
Yeah.
It's like if it's off. It's like,
and then I pull out like a T-shirt that's like with a troll face on it.
It's not no. It's like if it's off, then I guess I stop talking.
This whole podcast was for that one massive punchline.
That one. This podcast.
This is podcasting quotations.
I just wanted to bring up trolls to tell you you've been trolled.
Do you want another beer, by the way?
I'd love another beer.
Right,
I'll grab it.
please help yourself. And how are we doing on time? Oh man, we got 10 minutes left.
10 minutes.
Oh.
I can't even get this beer out of this case because it's so
well
made.
Here you go. Here's the bottle opener.
Thank you.
Well, meme, internet, cartoons, animation. Whoa, that was what man. Yeah. The bottle cap just like fell on top of the.
On top of a bottle. Yeah. It would have been great if it just like landed perfectly.
Yeah, and then like it resealed the other bottle that was fell on.
The cycle continues.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like memes are getting kind of old for me, And I see it on Reddit as well. It's like slowly changing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, like I wonder like what's gonna be funny in the next couple of years.
Who knows? Like I don't know. Like I hope that humor evolved more.
Yeah. It's weird, like old humor from like the 50s and stuff is not funny anymore. At all.
Not at all, no.
Weird, right?
It is, and I kind of think it's because they were so reserved.
Yeah.
In a way, like sort of. I mean, I assume just judging from their humor.
Yeah.
Like they're very reserved.
They're very slapstick.
But you look at things like there are some things that work still. Like Three Stooges stuff still can work.
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin like things still work. Then you move to the 60s and you look at comedians like Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
And that stuff still holds up.
Yeah.
So I think that like a lot of the humor that wasn't really, doesn't really apply to us now is just kind of a like that conservative bent that they sort of had back then.
Wouldn't it be weird that one day, like when you have your own kids and you're like, here, listen to Bill Cosby, like they don't find that funny at all?
Oh man, they won't get Bill Cosby jokes until they're at least like 18.
Yeah.
Because he most of his stuff is just slice of life family shenanigans.
Well,
so if you take like a 10-year-old and like listen to this story about how these kids got chocolate cake and then the wife came downstairs and yelled at the husband, like they're gonna be like,
no, yeah, whatever.
Okay, sure. Or like,
my dad actually bought me a DVD set of the Three Stooges, and I was watching it, and I was like, I mean, this is like a cultural milestone.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people talk about this, but I didn't really find it that funny.
Yeah.
It was like all slapstick, and I was like, oh, this is great, and this must have been funny at one point and stuff like that, but it doesn't really like get my rocks off.
Yeah, it doesn't tickle you.
No, so like I'm just assuming like you have kids, the new generation is born. And then like they like listen to Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it's Bill Cosby.
Yeah,
it's not that funny. We have like some more relevant comedians, more edgier,
See, I think the stuff that really holds up with Bill Cosby comparatively is like all of his anecdotes about being a family man. Yeah. And because everyone can relate to that, man. Like everyone's been in a family.
But you see, like his definition of a family is not going to be the same one in your generation.
Potentially not, but like there should at least be like a parental authority figure who has to deal with shit from children. Yeah. And so like that kind of translates. But then you get something like his other stuff, which is more about him as a child, where he had like Fat Albert and they would do like derby races and stuff. And that stuff is still kind of funny, but not as funny because you can't relate. Yeah. And a lot of it comes down to like, what can I relate with? What can I kind of like put myself into in this sort of way,
Yeah, I know. Man, yeah, it's interesting. I guess that, like some comedy is like funny no matter what, but like every cultural meme, every sort of like humor, it always kind of like bleeds and dies out. Like even like like what you find funny now and you think is hilarious, it's probably not gonna be funny like 50 years from now.
Yeah, butts probably won't be as funny in 50 years.
Gay jokes aren't gonna be as funny.
Yeah, probably not.
Ren and Stimpy as well.
Ren and Stimpy will probably die. Yeah, like people will be like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I know. Like corn jokes, man. Come on.
Corn magazine is like. Why would you get a magazine?
We don't have corn magazines.
What is a magazine?
Yeah.
It's like, my son!
I love you!
But you're grounded!
Like, we have websites now, like, or not even websites, we have smorgasbords now.
Yeah.
Like, what's a smorgasbord? Like, man, dude, imagine being like, I can never imagine that where you're like, like you're old and then technology's brand new to you and you can't navigate it or whatever.
Just wait till you've got like the freaking like the retinal implant where you just like freaking blink and browse the internet.
Yeah, like and all
you
the
close your eyes to see whatever Facebook is.
Oh my god, dude! Like I remember we bought my grandma an iPad so that she could Skype us and like talk to us from far away. Yeah. She had a hard time actually understanding that thing. Yeah. It was weird, right?
Yeah. There's like a technological gap that just happens at some point.
Yeah.
And I got my mate who has a daughter as well. Like if my kid has to, like, you know, we're talking about like how people used to use VCRs and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you as a kid you'd have to like set it up for your parents.
Yeah.
He's like, I swear if my daughter has to like be there for me to use the holodeck, I'm gonna be pissed. You know?
Like you probably are gonna need your daughter for that holodeck.
Yeah, I reckon. Like, Father, you simply turn the. He's like, that's not even English.
You gotta activate the phasons so that they actually materialize the quantum matter inside the particle accelerator that produces what you want.
The particles aren't reflecting off the crystal, Dad. Like, what?
We had iPads when I was younger.
Yeah, and they're like looking at him like, this is basic shit, Dad. Like, get it together.
Oh, dude,
like, you haven't aligned the gems properly.
I can only imagine like what my grandma's like. It's like, Grandma, it's just an iPad. All you have to do is like press a button.
Yeah, it's like, are you on the Wi-Fi, Grandma?
What's the Wi-Fi?
What is the Wi-Fi?
Like,
I grew up in the Depression.
Listen, Grandma, all you have to do is align the crystals.
Grandma's super old, by the way. She was in the Depression.
Yeah, she's like at least 100.
No wonder.
Like, Grandma, to make your Wi-Fi work, all you have to do is align the crystals, activate the phazon shifters, and then it works.
That's essentially what they hear.
Yeah.
They're like, what? I'll just wait till Christmas and you can come down and fix it for me. Yeah.
Like, I won't be able to talk to you until Christmas, Grandma. Do you know that?
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, whatever. Oh man,
how are we for time?
We are 5 minutes away from wrapping this up, so you know, I just want to say thank you for coming on.
Oh, not a problem.
You're a pleasure to talk to.
Right, you are as well, sir.
From my heart to yours, thank you so much, and thank you for being patient, man.
Oh,
I had to eat spaghetti before I actually came on this podcast.
You can't run a podcast hungry.
Like, yeah, that's true. And I was really hungry.
And if you gotta eat, it's important.
I appreciate your courtesy and I appreciate your patience.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
I watched the episode of Scooby Doo. It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, we were watching Scooby. We were just back in my living room, just like eating spaghetti and watching Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
So
that's what dreams are made of, man.
Yeah, man. These are the small moments that when we're like 80 or something, look back on and be like, hey, do you remember when we were like that?
I remember Scooby Doo.
I remember Scooby Doo eating spaghetti. It was great. A wonderful time. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, so thanks for coming on.
No, not at all, not at all.
Now, is there anything you want to plug, by the way?
I think I plugged everything at the beginning of the podcast.
That's quite true. You just went for it, right?
Okay, you gave me all the leeway. I took it.
Check out fancyadventures.com. Great little webcomic there. And you also have the Nerd Train, which is
.com.
That's a website as well.
It is a website as well.
Now, do you have any art that you want to like tell people to go check out?
No, most of the art that I mean, I guess I have a Tumblr, which is fancyadventures.tumblr.
Oh, nice.
Action TV. Yes. And that's about it, really.
That's cool. If you want to check out my stuff, I guess like I have a bunch of videos on YouTube. I don't really do a lot of like stuff now.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to focus on like schoolwork.
Yeah, we're at that period where we're just kind of going like, it's time to work.
Yeah. I like doing like little YouTube videos for people to watch.
Yeah, those are fun.
Although my old YouTube videos, I'm just like cringing.
Yeah. My favorite one is what was that one you did like a little while ago where you were kind of like really hamming it up?
The Kickstarter video?
Yeah, the Kickstarter video.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was great.
Yeah.
Watch Aubrey's Kickstarter video. What's your channel?
It's Aub Mackenzie. Just type that into like.
How would I spell that?
AUBMCKENZIE.
Fantastic.
And then you'll find my channel, and then just hop on. I just have a lot of shit, but like. I mean, like, I remember I submitted that YouTube video to, like, Kate.
Oh, what did you think?
She was like, okay, you were talking about suicide for the first part of it. And then, like, I was getting worried, so I, like, kept watching. And then, like, it turned out it was funny, so, like, oh, thank God. And then, like, right at the end, she was like, but you know what? At least you passed.
At least you passed!
And it was like, whoa, okay, I'm sorry that I scared you and you gave me a passing grade.
I like that.
Yeah,
I prefer that much more than nice video.
Yeah, right. I mean, she also said something really sweet. She was like, "Be an actor, Aubrey." And I was like, "Thank you, but
you've got it, Aubrey. You could do it.
I've got the mojo for it." But anyway, so thanks for being on. By the way, we're about to wrap this up. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
People at home, thanks for listening. I guess this is it.
Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.
I love you. All right, well, thanks, Jamie, for coming on.
No, anytime, Aubrey.
All right, and everyone at home, have a good night.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Goodbye.